Welcome to Exploring the Vines, a winery travel series exploring the wineries of California. This week, we visit the winery Fenton-Herriott in Dorado County. And now, here's your hosts, Mike Benoit and Randy Aspinall.
Hi, we're here in Dorado County with Guy Herriott at Fenton-Herriott Winery. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of this winery?
I got the property back in 2001. It was pretty much bare land when I started. Nothing was on the property other than the well itself. We drip irrigate everything off the well. You can see the vines are very healthy, and we haven't even given them any water yet this year.
Wow. And your education background as far as being in the wine business?
I actually have a degree in software engineering, also a minor in mathematics.
Wow.
But I've taken a lot of the UC Davis extension courses covering enology, and they have a whole series on vineyard maintenance, which was very educational. We have an ag advisor up here in the county that comes out and talks and does pruning. I also have a vineyard management company, and he's been taking care of vineyards in the local area for about 25 years. So, I rely a lot on his experience as far as taking care of the vineyard.
Where's the Fenton from?
The Fenton actually comes from my grandfather's middle name, so it's Donald Fenton-Herriott. So we decided the Fenton-Herriott had sort of a nice ring to it.
That's great. You opened the tasting room in 2006. And are you open every day of the year, or?
Right now we're open daily, 11 to 5. The only 2 days we close is Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Good for you, man. You work hard. So how does it? How do you go from being in computer and math and deciding you want to open a winery? What was it that did that?
I actually started as a home winemaker, so making wine in the garage. Of course, you can't really get the same quality as having all the equipment and the volume of a winery, but lots of trial and error. You sort of learn what you do wrong, and the nice thing about the wine industry, and I think especially this county in general, is all the winemakers and owners up here are so friendly. If I had a problem that I'm just not sure about, I have
So they're sharing their information.
Yeah, I have a good half dozen people I can talk to, and I can say, okay, this is a little bit off. I'm not quite sure what it is. And I can usually find somebody that can point it out and maybe even help take care of the problem.
How many different varietals do you have here?
We grow 4 varietals on the property: Barbera, Sangiovese, Syrah, and the Syrah is behind us, and then Gewürztraminer.
And so, Gewürztraminer.
Yes, we're probably 1 out of maybe 3 vineyards that grow Gewürztraminer in the county. Yeah, and the nice thing about this property is the way it's situated. We're on the top of the hill. A lot of wineries, they put their winery sort of lower in the property, and actually the cellar is lower in the property. But because we're on the top of the hill, we almost always have a breeze coming through here, which is really nice, especially when we're doing live music on, July.
Mm-hmm. Do you do that just throughout the month of July, or?
No, about 4 times a year we'll do live music here. Usually we do one in June, one in July, and then lately we've been doing a big Halloween bash in the cellar.
Oh wow! Well, that's cool.
There's no windows in the cellar, so it's the perfect environment.
That's great. And so is that your wine club all gets invited to that, or is it?
No, it's open,
Oh,
so
okay.
we get a lot of local Placerville people.
Oh, good.
Just like, you can't see it from the camera, but we've got 2 bocce ball courts here, so we actually have a league on Friday night, so, great place for locals to come, hang out, enjoy the evening.
How late do you stay open then when you're doing that on Fridays?
Friday night, usually 8:30 to 9,
Okay.
We store everything in oak barrels other than our Gewürztraminer or Rosé. Those actually stay in tank. We use French oak for almost everything except the Zinfandel. We actually use American oak. And we use mostly recuperated oak, which is a barrel that's been used It gets taken apart, shaven, retoasted, and reassembled.
And Guy, on an average, how long will a wine sit in a barrel? Obviously, you have to come in and check it, but give the viewers an idea about how long a barrel will sit.
Generally, we barrel age between 18 months and 2 years. And then there's usually maintenance. Basically, we'll do racking, which will take all the wine out of the barrel. We'll clean out the sediment that gets at the bottom of the barrel and then refill the barrels back up, top them off so they're full, because you don't want a lot of air in the barrel. So you want to always make sure they're full. And the other thing is we'll add small additions of sulfur throughout the year just to make sure that you don't have any problems with bacteria in the wine.
Okay, all right. My interest with wines really didn't begin to flourish and bloom until 10 or 15 years ago, where we were coming up here in the Sacramento area and going out, and probably have been to at least 100 wineries. And it was a few years ago that we both discovered, Randy and I, that, you know, we should show the public basically the insides of what it takes to go to a winery and what these guys are doing. Not just going in and tasting wine and saying that was great wine, it was poor wine, but what it takes, you know, out in the field, behind the bar, what it takes for a person who's pouring it, to try to give you an insight about what it really takes to develop a good bottle of wine. So we hope in this show that we can do that for you guys. Hey Guy, I've got a question for you. What's the drought, how is it affecting the actual grapes themselves? Does it have any effect at all?
Well, so far this year, not at all. We actually had some late rain, so it was really good. It helped get water into the ground, so the water table is pretty full on the vineyard. Grapevines, the roots actually go down 6 to 8 feet, so they can tap water very, very deep. And we're all drip irrigated. I probably won't even start watering until July. You can see how healthy these vines are, and they haven't had a drop of water yet. They're just pulling from the ground. And when we drip irrigate, we do long drips for about 4 hours to get that water very, very deep. So we're making sure we're, you know, getting to the tap roots of the vines, and we're not watering anything else.
Is that how you establish the grape initially when you first plant it? Do you always deep water? I mean, is that how you get the roots to establish themselves?
Yes, you want to deep water. Of course, when they're very, very small, you got to water like every other day because the roots are very, very shallow. And then as you know the years go on, then you can go longer and longer duration between drips. So you know you can go once a week, maybe even every 10 days of watering.
Okay.
But a very long water cycle, so about 3-4 hours of watering.
Well, let's look at these. So are these Syrah grapes?
Yes, these are Syrah grapes. We just had fruit set probably 2-3 weeks ago.
Wow, they're already getting big.
Yeah, it depends on the particular vine. You can still see some clusters are fairly small,
right?
Like that one,
yeah.
And then you've got others that are starting to expand pretty fast.
Do you harvest this in September, October?
Right now, it looks like the season might be a little bit early. It really depends on how the weather is. You talked about drought. If we get a lot of heat, it's going to force a little bit more watering, and they're going to ripen quicker. If it's a nice cooler summer, similar to last year, then it pushes it out another couple of weeks, and we don't need to water nearly as much. Right now, the expectation is the harvest might start the end of August.
Wow, that is early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, we're back here with Guy in the tasting room right now. And Guy, you want to give us a couple lessons on whether or not you filter or not, and why you do or why you don't?
We actually do filter. Some winemakers think there's more quality if you don't filter. However, to be sure that you've gotten every bit of yeast, every little bit of clay, all bacteria out of the wine, filtering is really the most effective way to do it. And although you might lose a little bit of characteristics, I think in general, the fact that you've made the wine more stable and something that somebody can actually store in their cellar for many, many years is a great value.
If you were going to choose one of the wines, because I don't want to put Guy on the spot or anything, but if you were going to choose one, what would you say that is?
I don't want this to sound biased, but I actually love all the wines,
Okay.
and I've tried every single one. I do have a few of my favorites. The Fenton-Rouge, it's new, and I love blends too. I think there's like, you know, the characteristics of one wine blended with the other just make it nice. And if you want to try reds, but you're kind of unsure, you only like white, the Fenton-Rouge is almost like a nice step into reds, because there's like no tannins, it's just bright fruit, and just really nice to drink.
So obviously you're a brain. You're the intelligent engineer, mathematician, everything. What made you go into winemaking? I mean,
It really just started as a hobby, so this is a perfect example of if you let a hobby get out of control.
it is, but in a positive way.
Yeah, it's a good habit.
Yes.
Did someone turn you on to winemaking, or did you just have a glass and say, "Hey, I could make that"? Or
I've always enjoyed wine, and it really, it's when I finished my master's degree. All of a sudden I had all this time. It's like, what do I do now? I no longer have to write a thesis. So I decided, well, we're in a great country. What about learning how to make wine?
oh, that's good. Wow.
I think what really impresses me is the fact that Guy has taken a place and really put his heart and soul into this. I mean, this gentleman actually, he has a job Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, and the fact that he is able to turn this place and make it as beautiful and as comfortable for anyone to come up here. It's small enough that you don't get lost in the crowd. That's very important. The wines are exceptional. The prices are very good, and I think this is definitely a place that I think I would recommend to anybody.
All right, well, we're in the wine tasting room right now. These young ladies right here are going to tell us exactly why they're here, besides tasting the wine, and what brought them up into the Dorado County. Can you tell us what is impressive about this winery?
First of all, it's a lovely, area to be in, and with wonderful heat. We're from the city of San Francisco, so it's sunny, the climate is very welcoming.
And it's actually a really nice Merlot. It's almost like a...
Why am I here?
Yes, I mean, what brought you here?
Our friend Mary.
All right, she's an instigator.
Yeah, she lives in Sacramento. Her husband is home making this fabulous dinner for us.
When you get home sometime tonight.
Yes, and we've been sent to pick the wines for the dinner.
Oh, very nice. To pair with.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
Pair and share.
Pair and share, very nice.
So Mary's our leader today.
Very nice, very nice. And so, are you the daughter?
daughter-in-law.
I can tell there's some sort of connection there. I'm not a psychic, really not. And so are you love wine, obviously?
I do.
And now, do you come up to Dorado County and hit the wineries on a regular basis, or is this?
We do, and this is one of our favorites. We've been to a winemaker's dinner here, and that's where we actually bought the wine for my wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we bought a few cases of wine here at the winemaker's dinner, and that was the wine we served at my wedding. It was
Well,
only
see,
Fenton-Herriott.
the two gentlemen we have over here, they had to come here because they tasted the wine at the wedding.
Oh, really? So there is a connection with these guys over here too? Now, where's the connection there? So these are family. All right, great. Oh, how nice. Well, what a homey feeling to know that, this is where you bought weddings. You bought wine and you come back on a regular basis and then you try it. Very nice. And Mary, you seem to be the one who seems to gather all the people, all your girlfriends. And you have the keys.
I rented the van to bring everybody on the keys.
There you go.
So we can just go enjoy wine country and enjoy.
Very nice, very nice.
This is our favorite, so we started here.
Very nice. And a beautiful surroundings, a beautiful day, beautiful people to be with, correct? Very nice. Very nice.
Taking home lots for the
Now I would too,
If you knew how my cousin cooks, you would be coming too.
I would love to.
You were saying earlier that you don't always put the ribbons out, and why is that?
I don't necessarily always advertise because I really want people to come in here and pick the wines that they like, not that some judge decided was their favorite. I think it's important for people to have an open mind when they come in here. In the last county fair, we actually submitted 6 wines. We took 5 awards. The only one that didn't take an award was our Jakeway, which is our top-selling wine.
Wow.
So, again, it's because that's the thing that people want, not necessarily what judges were looking for.
Yeah, I can see. In fact, I can see my wife. My wife would come in, she would look at what the ribbon was, and that's the wine she
wants to try.
Right. And she's been disappointed every time she does that too. She's much happier if you don't tell her anything about awards. It works that way with beer too, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Guy, we're at the bocce ball court, I see. It's a lot like curling, isn't it? Except for you don't have any ice here.
A little bit different than that.
Not today.
No, not today. Not today. On a day like this when it's 90 degrees. No.
So this is kind of an Italian game.
Yeah, this is an Italian game, and these courts are the sort of the minimum for an international court. They're 60 feet by 10 feet wide. We actually have these bocce balls. They're not the ones you get at Kmart. These actually came from Italy, so they're actually the correct weight for playing an international game.
So if you were to start the game, how would we do this?
Throw in the white ball, and actually the tape is old. I need to retape it, but there's a 10-foot foul line, so you have to stay behind this 10 feet.
Okay.
So if you've already started the game, it's the team that got the last point, they throw the white ball. Since we're just starting, I'll go ahead and throw it.
All right.
One of the rules for throwing this is it has to go at least halfway down the court, and it cannot hit the backboard.
Okay.
Right? So you start off and you just throw it wherever you want, and then the teams pick a color. So I'll be red. I'll let you be green.
Okay.
So since I threw it, I start off.
All right.
And of course, the goal is to get as close as you can to that.
Okay. Well.
And then you would keep throwing it until you can get a ball closer than that.
Okay.
Very good. He's like almost a natural.
Now, if you hit the white ball, what happens?
You can hit the white ball, you can hit other balls. The only thing is you cannot hit the backboard without hitting the ball
okay.
first.
Okay, all right.
All right. So I'm guessing my ball is still farther away than your ball.
Looks a little bit further away from here.
It's just like golf for me. It looks so easy. If you were going to sum it up with Fenton-Herriott, what would you say the key elements, the things that bring people in and keep them coming back?
I think a lot of people appreciate, we're smaller, so we have much more friendly, open atmosphere here. Very friendly to families. You'll find lots of people bring their kids here and play on the lawn, even the live music.
The facilities, and the wine itself. I think the wine is incredible.
Yes, it is.
And it's very, very reasonable or competitive or whatever you want to call it. I just think we're so used to coming to a lot of the wineries, seeing $30 or $40 bottle of wine.
Correct.
Now that you come here and you're getting a bottle of wine from anywhere from $12 to $18, $19, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
And just what a wonderful facility. And here it is, hugely hot down in the valley right now, and we are cool. And
Nice
we're
breeze.
enjoying ourselves.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
And I think the other thing is the selection of wines here. We have such a nice variety of different wines. There's usually, going to be at least 1 or 2 wines that somebody's going to enjoy, no matter what their taste in wines is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Mandy is over there enjoying the rosé, and we're over here enjoying well, I don't know what you're enjoying, but I'm on to the Zinfandel at this
That's what
point.
I'm having right now.
Oh, is it? Okay, good. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to come into your property and your home and to explore this beautiful place in El Dorado County.
It's wonderful. It's been very nice to meet you, and
Thank
we've
you
enjoyed
very
our
much.
visit
Thank you
very much. Thank you. Well, Guy thinks he's going to win this game, but this is the last ball I have to throw, and I'm going to tell him right now that I got this down.
Snooping.
Okay, maybe. What are you going to do? Man plays the game all day long, every day. He doesn't do anything else but play bocce ball, obviously. I am just really impressed at the facility itself. I think I'm lucky because I actually have seen the winery grow. I was probably one of their earliest customers, and I've seen the facilities grow. Each time I come out, it's bigger and better. But what I'm really impressed about is the quality of the wines and the man who's making it. He is working 70+ hours a week. He is obviously passionate not only about wine, but about his home, his facility here. He's constantly working. He's made it a place where people can come and just have a great time, and at the same time enjoy some wines for a reasonable price. And he's got activities and things going on all year long. He was telling us earlier about a Halloween party they have every year down in where they store the wine, down in the barn, or whatever the heck they call that place down there. And it's just, what a great place. I mean, I'm just really impressed. I'm so glad that we were able to do one of our first shows here, because it really means a lot to me to see somebody who's dedicated their life to making other people happy, basically.